This is John Loverich, and today this 20-year-old guy got $80K after his dad sadly passed away. Let's get into it. Getting $80,000. I've been broke my whole life. I'm 23. Advice? 3 months ago, I had $100 in my bank account after losing my job with $2K in credit card debt and a car that barely worked. Then, my dad passed away. I'm getting $80K from his estate. I've since gotten a full-time job, got an advance on the estate. Would have been $100K, but I bought a car in cash because I really needed one. My brother and I are the only heirs, so he allowed me to take out the money to buy a car. My last one was dangerous to drive, to be honest. Now I'm wondering, what do I do with this money? I paid off my credit cards with the advance, what was left over after buying a car with the $20K. I have no debt at all. I'm making $13 an hour at my job. I live in Louisiana. Jobs are hard to find, but cost of living is cheap. I'm young and I want to grow the money. I know a lot of people will think $80K is nothing, but fact is, most people in the world will never see that kind of money. I would have never imagined getting that, like at all. I grew up on food stamps. I'm just searching for advice. My dad had most of his money he inherited recently in a brokerage CD account at an investment agency. You can get a used Ferrari for about $79,000. I know a guy who can turn that $80K into $12K, no problem. But seriously, keep $5K in an emergency fund with your bank in an account with good interest rates. Keep that money liquid. Invest the rest. If you start building a lifestyle based around your found money, you'll be back to $100 in the bank within a few years. Not saying don't spend some on fun stuff, definitely do that. Just be smart. Remember, a lot of lottery winners go broke within a few years of winning. Don't be one of those idiots. OP, change your username. Increase all your security. Online, phone, banking, home. Do not ever tell anyone about your inheritance is very good advice. Keep it private. You have a great opportunity here to secure your own future financially. If you don't have a Roth IRA, use that money to set one up. Example, Vanguard Target Date Fund. If you made or make over $6,000 gross earnings per year, put in $6,000 for 2019 if you get the money before April 15, 2020. That'll be for 2019. If you know you will make $6K gross earnings in 2020, put in the other $6K for 2020 after the 2019 deposit. Keep on recycling the money into the Roth IRA. At $6K, that would equal approximately 13 years of IRA contributions. However, the current $6K will increase a few times, so it could be less than 13 years. It grows tax-free, and when you retire, you don't pay taxes on it either. With the rest of the balance, put it into HYSA or a CDs, and any interest earned on the balance you would have to include on your taxes. You could also take the interest earned, and it could be your fund money. Try your hardest not to spend the inheritance. Make that money work for you, for a long time, for a secured financial future. If you need money in the future from your Roth, you can take out exactly what you put in at any time, but have to leave all dividends and earnings in the accounts that cannot be touched until you reach retirement. There are a lot of helpful answers here for you to consider seriously. It's good that you asked. I hope your new car lasts a few years. Take care of it well. Take care of yourself. Good luck. I would find a trade. What do you like? What are you good at? What's in demand for your area? Go to trade school. Get yourself a set of skills that will earn you more than minimum wage. A set of skills that will have you a job wherever you go. You may not be rich, but you'll put food on the table and bills will be paid. Invest that money. Put it up. Use some to go to school, but the rest gets put away. When you're settled, you can use some for a house, but just a bit. It's not for spending. When you have a house, you pay that mortgage. Then down the road, when you have kids or something happens, you can have that cushion. If you want to retire early or work half, you can. But this money, this isn't your golden ticket. It's going to make life better for you if you're smart, but it can also ruin you. I like this as well. It is easy to say drop this money into a target retirement account or index ETF and watch it grow. While these are great answers, investing in yourself is also a great path. If you are interested in any job requiring a college degree, now's probably the time to make that happen. If not, set aside an emergency fund someplace accessible, such as an online bank, and then invest the rest. I use Discover, but a variety are good. See the sidebar wiki for recommended emergency fund amounts and investment recommendations. I'd also suggest not less than 3 months' expenses for the emergency fund. Open a Roth IRA today, so you can put money into it for 2019, from now until tax day. Put $6K in there for 2019, the max allowed. Put another $6K in for 2020. Invest it all in VTSAX and the Roth IRA. Put $10K away into a high-interest checking account, like Ally Online Bank, and consider your emergency fund for life set. Now you have $58,000 left. If you have a 401k at your job, max as much as you can, even 100% of your pay if they'll let you, so that you can max for 2020 into a tax-advantaged account. So that's $19,000, leaving $39,000. With this, I would say blow like $5,000 on some cool life-improving things, new clothes if you need them, some niceties, a trip, new laptop, etc., and put the rest into a taxable investment account, also all into VTSAX. Now, at the end of 2020, if you have a job at $13 an hour, $12,000 in a Roth IRA, $19,000 into a 401k, $10,000 emergency fund, a bunch of new stuff, and like $30,000 in a taxable investment account. That's a pretty good place to be. P.S. I'd also start looking for a job that may pay a bit more if possible. Always be looking. Read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad before you decide. Life-changing tips in there. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a schlocky book that people are best off forgetting as quickly as possible. The best part is the title, and the advice ranges from misleading to legally dubious. Kiyosaki is a fraud. 1. He advocates a risky and dangerous approach to investing. 2. He's not really someone you should trust. He's repeatedly lied about his wealth, background, and investments. His company went bankrupt, he's been sued by his co-author, etc. 3. His books are the lead-in to a series of scammy seminars designed to separate people who want to get rich from their money. Some personal finance experts toe carefully around Kiyosaki, or even endorse him because of the sheer size of his network and fan base, but the negatives are so strong that there are still these. Ramit Sethi, quote, "Every time someone raves about it, I usually just want to punch them in the face," end quote. The Financial Buff, junk. White Coat Investor, I didn't like that gobbledygook crap and despised books that were full of it, such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The College Investor, variants of the word hypocrite appear 10 times. The Simple Dollar, nonsense. 1. Do not tell anybody that you got this money. 2. Read the wiki, link below. If they ask, tell them you got $18,000 and used it all in the car, they certainly will notice you driving. Right. There's only one reason anyone wants to know the amount, even if they aren't consciously thinking it when they ask. Look up crabs in a bucket poverty and consider how this applies to you. Who is most likely to pull you back down? Do you need to cut contact or move to avoid them? This. OP, please shut up about it. If other family hears of it, I'd pretend I lost it in some bad investment or some such. Eventually, somebody will have a need and they'll expect you to help. Get your investment going and live as if it does not exist. Actively husband it. At your age, it's a huge benefit. Also, you already went for an 18K car when a 5K car would be plenty good to move around, so it's not starting good. Car's not an investment, it's an ongoing expense and a depreciating asset. Please be more mindful. An 18K car paid for with cash isn't some huge financial disaster. It may not be ideal, but it will most likely last longer and have fewer maintenance costs, and probably be a little safer for the foreseeable future. If OP is still driving it 5 or 10 years down the road, it won't make much of a difference financially. Plus the purchase was already made. I'm very sorry for your loss. It's very hard to lose a parent so young. Plenty of people patting themselves on the back, scolding you for buying a new car. And maybe it wasn't the best financial decision, but what's done is done, and you now own a car outright and should consider everyone's advice for your next car purchase, hopefully not for a long time. The people who have actually bothered to give you advice you can use today have given you some things to think about. Do you know what you might want to do for a career? Do you think where you live now will give you any advantages toward any specific careers? I think looking into the investment in your future career is your first priority. Whether that's university, community college, trades, you should look into future prospects and where is best for you to go. Moving might be a good option for you. In the meantime, you can put your $80,000 in a high-yield savings account. Ally, CIT, Amex, there are a bunch. Maybe even a local credit union with a good rate. I also think it would be amazing for you to start an IRA with $12,000 of your money. You can contribute $6,000 for 2019 until April 15th and another $6,000 anytime in 2020 through April 15th. VTSAX, a target retirement date fund, or your own lazy 3-fund portfolio are fine. After that, look at what you need to start investing in yourself and your earning potential. Look at what you might want to spend your working years doing and just go for it. Making the first steps is hard, but once you've got your one foot going in front of the other steps keep following. Best of luck to you. You're already ahead of the curve and looking at your choices critically and looking for advice. Don't be afraid to come back here for more. You already know how to be broke. Keep it up and put the money to work. You're 23. If you invest the money in a target date retirement account, one that's appropriately aggressive for your age, it should, on average, double in value every 7 to 10 years or so. On the aggressive end, that means when you're 30, it's $160,000. When you're 37, it's $320,000. 44, $640,000. 51, $1.28 million. 58, $2.56 million. 65 and ready to retire, $5.12 million. On the conservative end, it's still $1.28 million when you're 63. Either way, you have a large portion of your retirement covered if you put it in a fund and forget you have it. I would still pay into a 401k to get the company match, but otherwise you have the flexibility to save less of your paycheck for retirement and put that money instead toward a reserve fund, saving to buy a house, a big vacation every other year, etc. All of which are often considered to be the best uses of excess cash, which you should have if you have a good career and can manage your day-to-day spending wisely and invest the rest of this windfall. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm here to learn too, but can't you only invest $6,000 annually in your retirement accounts? You can invest unlimited amounts into a taxable account. You are, however, limited to contributions in tax-deferred, traditional IRA, 401k, etc., and tax-free accounts, Roth IRA. I've been your narrator, John Loverich, and if this video saved you $1, like it now. If you want to see more personal finance videos, click the subscribe button, and if there's a tip not mentioned here that you're just burning to tell us about, share with the rest of the class in a comment.